Good afternoon. This is Ron Brown. It's August 18th, 2020. The market continues to move up. The market's actually, the breadth has not been good, but the comp continues to move higher with a few of the leaders like Amazon, Google, and so on moving up. And it's deceiving because, like I said, the breadth is not that good, and it's something that we have to be careful of. But that's not the subject of my video today. The subject is that I've added two new charts for those of you who are in my Insider Club, and I call them the daily VPA trend chart and the weekly VPN. I'm sorry, weekly VPA trend chart. Here's the weekly, here's the daily. I can tell that the stock that I currently have up here, Futu Holdings, is an IPO because these bars are white down here. HGSI needs 120 bars to begin generating VPA flags and the trends. So that's why this looks like it does, but you can still use the weekly chart because you can see that a lot of volume was coming into this stock as it took off from its base. Now, I don't know a thing about this stock. I'm currently in my most active up intraday all stocks list. And today, because Thinkorswim has been having problems the past 2 days, I've gone to my backup. I went ahead and subscribed to Financial Modeling Prep. It's $14 a month. You pay by the year for 168 bucks. Well worth it. It works beautifully. It allows our worldwide customers to have intraday data up to the minute in HGSI if they do not have access to Thinkorswim. So if you're frustrated with Thinkorswim sometimes, just go ahead and subscribe. If you can't justify it, well, you have to justify it if you're a serious trader. Let me put it that way. Now I'm going to get this out of the way, always on top, and I'm going to talk to these charts over here. Now the way it's set up is that I'm going into the price window, and under volume price analysis, you select no price indicator if you're using a regular price indicator like candlesticks or bars, or VSA, colored price indicators, which it just colors well, I'll show you. Trend color, I'm using trend colored price indicators. These trends are based upon programming that Matt did when VPA came out in the product, and it helps keep us on the correct side of the market, or that's what I'm using it for. Now, if I change this to VSA colored price indicator, notice that these bars, it eliminates the trends, but the bars are colored according to the VPA flags. Now, I don't use this because I know all the flags, and if you don't know the flags are here if you click on something. So you don't, I just don't use it, but I have gone to the trend colored price indicator, which I've used in a few charts in the past, but I'm finding it very useful to help keep me on the correct side of a trade. Now I'm going to, I want to bring that, well, I'll just hit my number 5 key, and I'm going to update this manually. And let's see what's on top here. By the way, if you're not using this most active view, occasionally you should be, because this shows you where the action is, and it's in my number 20 folder, most active intraday, and you can do $5 and up, or $1 to $5, or all stocks. I currently have it on all stocks. I'm going to change it to $5 and up to eliminate some of these other stocks. I can't believe that Groupon is now a stock that has come back and is $28.51. I mean, the last time I looked at this stock, I thought it was, a real dog, and it was, because look at the weekly chart down here. This stock has been around for quite a while. Let's do a monthly. When this stock came out, it didn't come out here, obviously, but reverse splits have taken it up to over $500. And it's unbelievable that it's come off the bottom here, and it is now a $28 stock. Okay, if I look at it, what's the trend here on the weekly? It is, the long-term trend is still down, the medium is down, but the short-term trend is up, and it's turned up back here when it went from red to green. So they must have reported some improving earnings. And, they're still pretty bad, aren't they? But in this market, momentum, when it takes over, people jump on, traders jump on. I think eventually we're all going to be in for a big surprise. Well, I won't be surprised. I've been through so many of these corrections that I'm expecting it. The Fed's pretty much run out of bullets. They think they have other things they can do, but this is a Fed-driven market, no question about it. And I'm not telling you anything. Everybody knows that. Okay, getting back to this. Let's go to, this stock just keeps going and going. Now, once again, it's an IPO because I don't have 120 data periods on the weekly chart. But look how this stock has taken off here. Look at the volume coming into this. Back here in the blue, when I click on that, it tells me that the long-term trend was up. The medium-term trend was down for a little while, but the short-term trend was up. When I click on this bar here, the medium was down, the short was down, and then it turned up. It changed here. So it went from, let me go back to that one. Long-term was up, going back here and taking this into account. But at this point, the medium and the short were down. Then it transitioned to up, down, up. And then when it got to this point, all three of them were up. Now, using my logic for this shakeout right here probably would have shaken a lot of people out of this stock, but it remained up, up, and up. And at this point, you have two options. You can get shaken out and you can get back in, because you can see that there were buyers coming in at the end of that day, because the red circle here, which if I click on this bar, it tells me there was a transfer of ownership. There were sellers and then there were buyers, and then it opened up about the same spot and it held. The trends held, and then at this point right here, there is, this is based on a formula which includes some moving averages, but it's taking these 5 days into account, including this one, so it ticked down to short-term down. And then the following day, because it moved forward, it went back up. Just, as long as it's green and the bars are looking good, I certainly am not concerned about it. Now, I got in here and rode it up. I did get stopped out and I didn't get back in, which is my fault, or should I say my stupidity. But it continues to go. Earnings were excellent, and so is the revenue. And today was another opportunity for me to get back in. And I didn't do it primarily because there were issues with TOS. And I got distracted, of course, like I always do. Anyway, it's this move up, and unfortunately the weeklies are not generating yet. I just don't have enough data. But this move up, there's absolutely no reason to sell this stock. I had a trailing stop with my original risk amount, and it just took me out. I should have just widened my stop, but I didn't. You know, I make mistakes all the time too, just like we all do. But let's go to a different stock here. Let's take a look at Bloom Energy. Well, that's an IPO too. But look at it here. You can see that it chopped around the trends. It was a trendless stock here. At this point on the blue, the short term was going up here, and it started shooting up. There was a shakeout, and it turned green, and everything is up now. Not the example that I really like. Now here's Blue Link's BXC. So let's look down at the weekly, and you can see that the colors are being generated here. So it went from down to short-term up right here, and then it generated to medium up, short up, and it has stayed in that, but the long-term trend is still down, and that's obvious to see. Now what I like about the setup is I can go to my number 9. Well, I need to go back and look at that because all the trends are up here. Let's go back to this one, see what I did wrong. Well, they're all up here too. Oh, I was looking at the weekly. I'm sorry. Let's go back. I'm a little confused today. So the weeklies are down, but the dailies are all up. And where did that occur? Well, how about back here? And it stayed up the entire time. I got a little bit confused there looking at the weekly chart. But you do have your designations here: best fit trend long. Weeklies are still down. A medium, short term, medium's up, short is up. But you go up here and you look at the daily, and this really gives you the current best fit. Don't pay any attention to the RWI major trend. I mean, you can look at them for confirmation. It's a complicated formula, and we really don't even use them. I don't even look at it. I'm much more comfortable with these, and this is programmed in to HGSI using the Vpa trends, the formulas that Matt programmed into the software. Now let me go back to this other view here. I want to show you something else. I'm going to go to the all stocks, and that gives me 74. My current intraday effort versus result is my standard combo for intraday, but I want to try something else. I'm going to make this full, and I'm going to look over here, and I'm going to, well, no, let me do this a different way. I'm going to click on my sort, and I'm going to change combos. I'm going to click on this here. I'm looking for something that is called Vpa Trend Combo. What it does is it looks for these best fit trends. I've weighted these all at 25%, including the EMA fan uptrend. I'm going to click on that, and this gives me the stocks, or the trending stocks, come towards the top of the list. Now, you can see that Advanced Auto Parts opened high and is trading down here, but this trend combo will bring these to the top of the list. Now I don't want advanced autos on top because the range is very poor today. Here you can see the range is down at 31.36. Yesterday it closed at 80.8. Volume is running heavy, and the intraday one-day change, it's still positive at 1.30. But let me go in here and I'm going to show you what to do here. I'm going to type in range, and since I'm in intraday, I want intraday range, and that resorts it. And now I have a stock, EXPI, that I'll bring it up again, and you can see that well, that was yesterday's range. Here's the intraday range today, 88.99. And it's in a long-term uptrend. Let's look at this one, ICLK. It is at 83.08, and obviously the trend is up. You can see where this transitioned from a IPO till we got the data on the weekly, and it turned green. It's been in a long-term uptrend now for several weeks, and that corresponds to what's happening right here. Now you can see it went from all up to short-term down here, and then back to all up, and it's taking off again. How about LCA here? IPO, or yeah, fairly recent IPO, but now on the daily chart it's taking up. How about SYRS? This one's been around since about here, so it's got enough data in it. On the weekly chart, it is up on the daily chart. It is up too also. So you can see the volume is running very heavy here. This is why it's on the most active. I didn't point that out on all of the other ones. Let's look at this one. Very high. This is the way it closed last night. Very high volume. Spread was wide and it closed very high right here. So you can see the follow through today. Here's one. PEXI. Look at this. This is a beautiful weekly and daily. It was the trends were moving up, went down. It was medium and short were up, and then it transitioned to uptrend back here, and the closing price then was $1.03. You can see that down there in the corner. Now it's trading for, well, here's what it's trading for. Intraday last is $5. So went from $1.03 to $5, and this was in a long-term or up on all of these bars here on the weekly, and it remained up coming out of this all the way up. You can see that if you just run your mouse over these charts, you'll see if it stayed in there. Now here's a shakeout, and then it reversed itself on the daily. Yesterday it was coming up in the most actives then also. So this is something I've been working on. I believe this will really help me and others stay on the right side of the market. I'm just concentrating on the most actives right now. But you can use this on anything. Just quickly, I'm going to go in and choose my groups, user groups. I have what I call my ninja scans now. Perfect Speculator, these are stocks that recently hit a 52-week high or a 3-year high. And using this and the most actives, you can see that there's a lot of a lot of these stocks are in the most active. But if you want to use another scan, like I'm going to go into my Wyckoff demand scans, and this is higher volume, wider spread from yesterday. And let's just take a look at these stocks. And you can see that many of them were up. It looks like I went back to effort versus results. So let me show you once again what you do. You go to the Vpa Trend Combo, And then what's the secondary sort? It didn't change. I just changed my raw combo rank. So these are all in order. There's Digital Turbine. That's another stock that keeps going. I've been in and out of this stock. Should be out of it. I had a trailing stop, too close. But anyway, I can get back in it if I want. Look at this. Nice trend up on this. These are the stocks. Remember, these are stocks that recently hit a 52-week high. And these are the Wyckoff fields in here. And this is the Wyckoff filter. I didn't show you the perfect speculator filter. You can look it up yourself. You've got all these if you're a member of the Insider Club. If you're not a member, you want all this good stuff, you can join. $25 a month, or you can pay for a year, $200, which is a real bargain for all of the work I put into this. You should make it back in no time. Thanks for listening, and that's it for